Hey guys, Mr. Middleton here. Today we're going to talk about writing function rules. At the end of this video, you should be able to identify the pattern to get from the domain to the range, and you should be able to write a function rule from a table or situation. Okay, in this lesson we're going to work backwards from what we've done so far. So instead of giving you the function rule and having you create a table or find the range, you're going to find the function rule. Or I will say write the function rule. Okay. In the following tables, identify the pattern that gets you from the domain, or the x value, to the range, or the y. Okay. All right. So first table, this is what we're going to have to do. We're going to look and see, okay, what's happening to x to get to f of x, or x to y. In this case, it's x to f of x. And I'm going to try that with the first number, and then I'm going to make a hypothesis, and then I'm going to see if it works with the second number. So first here, to get from 0 to 3, what has to happen? Well, my first instinct is to say plus 3. Okay, from here, to get from 2 to 5, what happens? Plus 3, okay. From get to 4, from 4 to 7, plus 3. To get from 6 to 9 is plus 3. Alright, so this same pattern should hold true for the whole function table. If it doesn't, then it doesn't work for us. But this one does, it adds 3. So in order to get the pattern here is I'm adding 3. Pattern is just here to help me write my function rule. It is not the function rule. The function rule is an equation. Okay, so my function rule is I get to f of x by doing x, whatever x is, plus 3. Okay? Alright. Number 2. From 0 to 0. Looks like x might just equal y. It doesn't look like you're doing anything. Okay, so then from 1 to negative 4. Okay, so definitely not staying there. So it's not just x equals y. So how can I get from 0 to 0 and from 1 to negative 4? Well, it looks like I can get from 1 to negative 4. I'm not going to think about 0, 0 right now. I can get from 1 to negative 4 by multiplying by negative 4. Okay? And so I can get from 2 to negative 8 by multiplying by negative 4. And I can get from negative 3 to 12 by multiplying by negative 4. So my pattern seems to be to multiply by negative 4. Alright, so here's my function rule. Y equals whatever x is times negative 4. So I'm going to say negative 4x. Okay. Alright, next one. To get from negative 2 to negative 7, see I subtract 5. Subtract 5, subtract 5, subtract 5. My pattern is to subtract 5, so f of x will equal x minus 5. Okay, so to get from 0 to 15, I add 15. Nope, that does not work here. Okay, so let me see, to get from 0 to 15, I add 5, I add 10, I add 15. Okay, what I noticed is that all these things add up to 15. Each of these tables adds up to 15. So, let's see, adds up to 15. See how I can do this. Adds up to 15. I'm going to make an equation about this. So f of x will equal, well, no, this has to equal whatever 15 is minus x. Okay, so whatever 15 is minus x. Let's see if that works out for us. So f of x will equal 15 minus 0, and that gives us 15, okay. So 10 equals 15 minus 5, and that gives us 10, okay. 5 equals 15 minus 10, that gives 5, that works, okay. So here's my function rule. F of x equals 15 minus x. Okay. In problem 4, what is f of 20? So remember now, for evaluating a function, that means that we plug in our value into our equation. So if we plug that in, f of 20 equals 15 minus 20. 15 minus 20 will give us negative 5. Okay. This says what is the value of x when f of x equals 3. Okay, so in the same problem, what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in 3 for f of x. 3 equals 15 minus x. Okay, and so now I can solve for this. I'm going to move 15 over by subtracting it. So I have negative 12 equals negative x. Since negative 12 equals negative x, I'll divide by negative 1. And that gives me x is positive 12. So x equals 12. Alright, and so that's using our function rule and the patterns in the table to complete our table. Alright, so we can do that and write function rules with a table, but we can also write function rules given a situation. Alright, so here's our situation. A cup of frozen yogurt at Yo-Yo costs 49 cents per ounce. We want to write a function rule to determine the final cost, C of n, of buying n ounces of frozen yogurt. So here we go. They just told us the situation. The cost depends on the number of ounces, and each ounce costs 49 cents. So 0.49 n. Okay. Now this function will help me to solve or to find out anything that I need to in this situation. Because now I'm going to plug in for these next two questions the information that they gave me. So how much would a cup that weighs 8 ounces cost? Well, n stands for 8, so I would say C of 8 equals 0.49 times 8. Pull up my calculator here so we can all see. 0.49 times 8, $3.92. So C of 8, the cost of an 8-ounce cup, equals $3.92, or 3.92. Okay. Move this out of the way a little bit. Okay. How many ounces would you buy with $6? Okay, so now instead of having a C of 8 or anything here, I know that this is my total cost. I'm going to put 6 here. Okay, now I don't know what n is, but now I can find this out with this equation. I need to get n by itself. What's stopping n from being by itself? 0.49. What's 0.49 doing? It's multiplying. So how do I get rid of it? Divide. So 6 divided by 0.49. Okay. It says 12.24 ounces. I'm sure you can get that close. I'll just round to the nearest tenth and say 12.2 ounces. Okay. So n would equal 12.2. All right. Next example. The situation. Make sure I'm straight enough. Okay. All right. To rent a hot air balloon costs $200 plus $21 per hour. Write a function rule to determine the cost. And so the cost for renting a hot air balloon per hour equals, well, it's $21 per hour, so $21 per hour, and then it costs $200 just to get in. And so here's our rule. This is our equation. Next question, basically making sure that we can utilize this equation. So we'll say C of 6 equals 21 times 6 plus 200. 21 times 6 should be 126. 126 plus 200 is 326. Okay. And then the last question says, how many hours could you rent a hot air balloon for if you had $300? Okay, or $400, sorry. Okay, and so now this cost, I'm not going to use C of anything, I'm just going to say a cost. The cost is 400. Equals the rest of my equation, 21h plus 200. Subtract 200 from each side. 200 equals 21h. Okay, and then I could divide by 21. I'm pretty sure right now that's going to be like 9 hours, but okay. All right. So the answer says 9.5. Now I don't know how this rental place is, but anytime I've rented anything, if you go over 9 hours, then it becomes 10 hours. Even if it's 9 hours and 10 minutes, it means you're in it for 10 hours. So in this case, we don't have enough money to rent it for 10 hours. Okay, so we can only rent it for 9 hours. That's how much money we had. Unless they gave us the extra half an hour, maybe they would. Okay, the last problem. We're writing a function rule to determine the change you would get from a $20 bill when purchasing items that cost $1.25 each. Okay, so here we go. When you're getting change, remember you're taking away what you purchase from what you're giving them. So I'll say amount of change equals 20 minus I should say items. I'll say C for cost of stuff. 20 minus 1.25 C. That's the number of things I'm getting. Okay. Alright, and so it says how much change would you receive if you purchased 5 items? Well, I have 20 minus A of 5 equals 20 minus 1.25 times 5. That gives me $6.25. So 20 minus 6.25, that's $13.75. So A of 5 equals $13.75. Okay, and then the final question is, can you purchase 17 items with a $20 bill? Well, let's see. A of 17 equals 20 minus 1.25 times 17. Alright, let me pull up my calculator for that. 2125. So 20 minus 2125. Would we be able to purchase 17 items with this amount of money? And the answer is no. We would not be able to purchase it with that amount of money. We need $1.25 more. So maybe 16 items, but not 17. Okay. Okay, this is too much. All right, so that's writing a function rule. You should be able to do that now. It should help you with your graphs and making real world situations, bringing them to the graph paper. All right, see you.